The rescue mission at Sikkim snowslide has been stopped on Wednesday evening after no more casualty was reported on the second day. It has been reported that the authority is not planning to restrict tourist flow and has instead called the state a safer tourist destination compared to many other states. The authority has said that the incident that took place was not an avalanche but a snowslide.
I'm Tushar Nikare, District Collector, Gangtok. So this is a continuation of the yesterday's press conference that we had with the local media and the national media. Today, again, as directed by Honorable Chief Minister Government of Sikkim, we had launched a search and rescue operation that started around 800 hours. This was basically to be doubly sure that there are no more tourists who have been, buried under the snow slide that has come. One clarification that we would like to give from this forum is a lot of media channels have flashed this as an avalanche. So this is not an avalanche. So as confirmed by the army authorities and the experienced persons, this is a part of a snow slide. So snow slide is of a much less severe in nature as compared to avalanche. So this is a request from my forum that all the news channels should be flashing this as a snow slide rather than avalanche. So as said, we were joined by the team of NDRF who are stationed. One team came from Siliguri and another team was stationed at Pakyong. So they joined our search and rescue operations. We were also assisted today by ITBP. So the yesterday's authority, the local responders, the taxi drivers association, Sikkim police, SAP, IRB, SDRF, and army authorities, CREF were already there at site, and the two teams, specialized teams, joined us. Uh, till 13 till 1500 hours, we could not trace out any of the missing person. In fact, there was no person who was suspected to be buried under that. So, and we also had a Tiranga Mountain Rescue team joining us, and this they have a specialized radar systems, reflector systems, which goes deep into the snow and reflects anything that is 20 buried 20 meters below the snow. So they also scanned the entire area. They also could not find any traces of any of the missing person. The helpline numbers may with whatever calls that we received, so the police authorities have already traced all those missing persons, as told by SP Gangtok sir also, that some of the people who go on they are lone trekkers or who go on the Gochela trek, which is like 14 days, and whose phone numbers are not in the range. So some of them could be traced to those parts, and as of now we don't have any person who is missing. Almost all of the persons have been accounted for. Also the helpline will number will be active, so if any person who we get missing information, their search and rescue, their whereabouts will also be found by the police, and if there is anything we will update you. As of now, regarding the 7 deceased persons, 5 persons dead bodies have already been handed over to their relatives. 2 bodies have been kept in launched, and we officially called off the search and rescue operations around 15:30 hours today.
Section of people are saying this. It could have been prevented if there is a proper signage, a proper things, guidance are there. So, what are the corrective measures that the authority will take in future?
Yesterday also we clarified on this thing that it's a complete natural disaster. uh, Once a disaster happens, there are always a question that it can be prevented, it cannot be prevented, but this is a lesson. So snow slide was the first time wherein there was a situation that the tourists got trapped. There has never been such a snow slide that has happened in Sikkim wherein there has been information that tourists have been trapped. We have learned a lot of lessons through that, and what we have decided is all such critical points where the snow slide can happen will be identified. The proper signages will be placed, and the decision have also been taken that the jeeps and the taxis will not be allowed to be parked anywhere near this critical points, and no selfies will be allowed, and no tourists will be allowed to alight. Leaving this, uh, I also want to appeal to the national media that Sikkim is very safe. We do have conditions of landslides and all, but we are better prepared. In fact, even the rescue operations that were launched was very smooth. Unfortunately, we could not save 7 lives, but the lessons that have been imparted through these rescue missions will hold us good in long state of terms.
Apart from this, yesterday only more than 500 vehicles were issued permits. So there is a remains a crowded area. So is the authorities concerning this also to prevent this kind of to minimize the number of vehicles permit issues?
That's a state government level decisions. We will give our inputs on that, but the permits are issued based on the carrying capacity of the road, the parking spaces. So we have been issuing this number of permits in the tourist season, and a decision will soon be taken whether we really want to restrict. But as of now, we can cater to this many number of vehicles which are allowed, which were given passes, and in future also with due precautions, we are no more we don't want to stop the flow of tourists. The flow of tourists should continue. We also appeal that Sikkim being a very safe place compared to most parts of the country, and tourists are more welcome. There is no agenda on the table to restrict any number of tourists visiting that area. In fact, with the precautionary measures will be increased so that the aid and the help that can be provided to such tourists can be enhanced.
Ex gratia is an important thing.
Ex gratia is in pipeline. My disaster team is compiling the documents, and as and when those documents are compiled, we will release, and the list will also be shared with the media.